Alrighty, so in this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about percents. So the word percent can be broken up into where you can understand its definition just by looking at the word. So the word per means out of or for every amount, okay? So the word per means out of, and the word cent means, well, what do you think? Century means 100 years, right? It's got cent. How much cents are in a dollar? As in how many pennies? 100. Centipede is a bug that has 100 legs. Centimeter is there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So what could the word cent mean? 100. So the word percent literally means out of every 100. And if we remember decimals, okay, and our place value, we have tenths and hundredths. So if percents are out of 100, that means we're going to be dealing with decimals that have 2 decimals, okay? Where it's going into the hundredths place, okay? And so if we think about percents are actually just fractions or decimals in disguise, okay? And I say or fractions because from doing unit 8 and 9, we can see that fractions and decimals are the same thing. Because how we say this fraction right here is 0 and 5/10. Not 0 p word 5, the 0.5, right? And so the reason I've been having you guys say this is because it's helping you understand that decimals are fractions. It's 0 and 5/10. 0 and 5 out of 10, okay? This actually is percents are decimals in disguise, okay? And so what I mean by that is pretty much everybody knows this Pokemon right here. This is Pikachu, okay? Even if you don't play Pokemon, you know who Pikachu is and what he looks like, okay? Pikachu is the most popular Pokemon, and percents are also the most popular version of fractions and decimals. We see percents on everything, just in the way we talk. We're like, oh yes, I'm 100% sure. Or if you look at the facts on a nutrition bar, like your food, it says there's 5% fiber or 5% sugar in this, okay? Or if you're buying something and it's 10% off, okay? Percents are everywhere. And percents, they don't look scary. Neither does Pikachu. They look so cute. Look how happy he is. He looks so happy. Percents don't look scary because they're whole numbers, okay? 20%, 30%, etc. 50%, okay? Those are whole numbers which aren't scary. Whereas people might think fractions and decimals are scary. So percents are actually not like Pikachu, but they are like the Pokemon Mimikyu. Okay, so if you don't understand or know Pokemon lore, this Pokemon right here, cute little Mimikyu, actually is just this right here. This is Mimikyu right there. Even his name, Mimikyu, sounds a whole lot like Pikachu. And the reason for that is this little Pokemon right here, little Mimikyu, nobody noticed him until he made himself a little costume that looked like Pikachu, because everyone loves Pikachu. And so Mimikyu, in order to get noticed, decided to make a Pikachu costume so people would look at him and not think he was so scary, okay? Percents are like Mimikyu because that percent sign right there is actually a costume. It's a disguise, okay? So when I say percents are like decimals in disguise, okay, that percent sign you see is actually a costume. It's a disguise just like Mimikyu. It doesn't want to be scary. It wants to be popular. It wants to see and be happy, because when people think of fractions and decimals, people think fractions and decimals are scary. And so what fractions and decimals do to not be scary is to turn into a percent. Okay? And so what I mean by that is right here. Okay? So if we have percents and decimals, okay, if you have a decimal and it wants to be a percent, it doesn't want to be scary. Take any decimal, okay, 0 and 10 hundredths, or 0 and 25 hundredths, okay? It's a decimal. Oh no, it's so scary, but it doesn't want to be scary. It doesn't want to be like Mimikyu. So what it does is it puts on a costume, the costume being the percent sign, and all of a sudden, it doesn't seem so scary. 25%, that seems totally normal. It seems happy and cute and fun. Okay, so 0 and 25 hundredths is the exact same thing as 25%. And how we can figure this out, or put on the disguise, how we can turn a decimal into a percent, is you're going to multiply by 100. Think of again of what the word percent means. It means out of 100, okay? So how you put on the disguise is going to be multiplying by 100. That turns your cute little scary decimal into something not so scary. It turns it into something happy that everyone loves. Okay, and you can either do that or just move the decimal 2 spaces to the right, however you want to look at it. Okay, but what you're going to do is you can take any decimal, whether or not it's in the hundredths place. Okay, you can take any decimal and multiply it by 100, and that will turn your decimal into a percent. So just try it in your calculator. I want you to pause the video and I want you to try these decimals and turn these decimals into percents. So try 0 and 95 hundredths. I want you to try 0 and 3 tenths. And I want you to try 0 and 125 thousandths. Okay, so try taking these decimals and turn those into percents. Now, what if you have a percent, but you want to take its disguise off? You have this cute little Mimikyu, but you want to take off the costume so you can just see cute little boy right there, okay? We want to take off the costume. I want to see who he actually is. You're going to do the opposite, which would be dividing by 100. Okay, so putting on the costume is multiplying by 100. And taking off the disguise would be doing the opposite, which would be dividing by 100. So if you see a percent and you want to see what it is as a decimal or a fraction, all you need to do is divide by 100. Okay, so say you have 25%. If I want to change 25% into a decimal, I'm going to take 25 and I'm going to divide it by 100. And remember, since we're in middle school, we don't want to write that dividing sign. We want to write it as a fraction, okay, because fractions mean dividing, which gives us 0 and 25 hundredths. All of these are the exact same thing. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and pause the video now, and I want you to try these percents and change them back into decimals. I want you to take that disguise off.